I've been working on this story for more than a year. I've met victims who had their most private secrets stolen, held to ransom, and then dumped online for all to see. I've met the people faced with the daunting task of getting justice for those victims. But there's one person I'm yet to speak to, the man convicted of the biggest crime in Finnish history. I want to know if he's a hacker genius or simply a cold opportunist who just stumbled upon a goldmine of badly protected data. I want to know if he can empathise with his victims and whether he did it for the ransom money or for the lols. I need to know all this to understand if the hack was a one-off, a product of a specific place and time, perpetrated by an unusual kind of human being, something exceptional, or an example to the rest of the world of something that could still happen to any of the intimate data we upload every day. But so far, Julius Kivimäki has refused to meet me. And then, on my final day in Finland... So he said yes? Peter, his lawyer, says he agrees.
I spoke to him today and finally he said that, yes, he can talk to you. I said to Julius that you have been so eager. And he said, well, not long interview, but he can speak.
Dear passengers, this is an intercity train to Turku.
My producer Sam and I junk all our other interview plans and get on a train to Turku in southwest Finland, where Kivimäki is serving his sentence. It's a 2-hour ride from Helsinki. I'm looking out the window, lots of lovely pine trees, beautiful scenery, blue sky. But we're on our way to a prison. I still don't quite believe it. Even though we're travelling all this way, several hours on the train, I just have a feeling he could be messing with us.
And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty calm about it. I don't want to fall into the trap of romanticising him or building him up to be some criminal mastermind. I'm not that scared of him. I am going into this with an open mind and a steady pulse.
Well, that makes one of us at least.
I'm Jenny Kleeman, and from BBC Radio 4 and Intrigue, this is Ransom Man. Episode 6, Nameless, Faceless People. We arrive in Turku far too early. We jump in a cab to the prison, a suitably serious brown brick building surrounded by a high white perimeter fence topped with razor wire.
Turun vankila.
Hello, I am here to visit Mr. Kivimäki. It's Jenny Kleeman from the BBC.
Okay, please come in to the main gate. We have to make a physical check.
We're searched. We go from one waiting room into another. And then a guard comes to fetch us.
Kivimäki comes. That's...
The inmate will come on this side. We take our seats in a spotless, bright visitors' room. It looks like the movies, you know. Perspex screens, there's a telephone in front of me and there's a desk on the other side of Perspex opposite me. And we wait. Maybe he's not going to come. It's 4 minutes past 1. And we've been here, 25 minutes at least? I'm beginning to think that Kivimäki is trolling us. That he's dragged us over to Turku so he can derail the other plans we had scheduled, with no intention of ever leaving his cell. But finally, after 40 minutes, a door opens.
Hello. Hi, I'm Jenny.
Hi. Finally, Aleksanteri Julius Kivimäki is there in front of me, albeit behind a perspex screen. He's tall and imposing, with white blonde hair, ice blue eyes, and a bit of razor burn. He's wearing a black t-shirt and little black shorts, which makes him look like an overgrown teenage boy instead of a 27-year-old man. The screen between us reaches from floor to ceiling. It means we can't put a microphone on Kivimäki, but we can hear his voice through the vents on the table in front of us.
How's life in prison?
A little boring. Spend my time, exercising, reading, cooking.
What kinds of things are you reading?
It's very broad. Right now I'm working through all the Booker Prize winners.
And what are you cooking?
The grocery selection is a little limited. It's not like Whole Foods, but try to eat healthy with the very limited amount of vegetables they offer.
He keeps up with the news, he tells me. He watches CNN, reads the Financial Times, but his online access is severely restricted in here.
Is it hard for you to be without the internet because you were online so much?
Oh no, I haven't been spending that much time on the internet for years anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, bored of it.
You got bored of it? The whole internet bored you?
Yes.
Kivimäki seems to want me to believe he's left the online world behind. Barely 2 minutes into this interview, he's already trying to steer the narrative.
But you spent a lot of time on the internet when you were younger. Are you saying you grew out of it?
Yeah.
This is just not true. When he disappeared from custody towards the end of his trial, he couldn't stop himself uploading images of his luxury lifestyle, even though it led the police to him.
But you were still posting, during the trial, you were posting pictures of yourself and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. Sometimes.
And you don't miss the kind of online community that you once had?
Oh no.
He's still trying to get me to believe that the hacker scene is a thing of the past for him.
Not really, for 10 years almost.
He's fixing me with those ice blue eyes, calm, unflustered, totally in command of himself. He wants to be in control of this story. Peter warned me I might have only 15 minutes with Kivimäki. I have to get answers from him.
Did you hack into Vastaamo and try and extort money from people using their therapy notes as bargaining chips?
No.
You didn't do it?
No.
So why are you here?
That's a good question, and the story keeps changing.
He's got a point here. The story has changed. 2 days earlier, news broke that the Finnish police had identified a second suspect living in Estonia, a man believed to have given Kivimäki technical help. They still think Kivimäki was the driving force behind the hack. No accomplice was mentioned during his trial. And if Ransom Man was actually Ransom Men, that's a big deal for Kivimäki, because he's appealing his conviction. He thinks this new suspect changes everything.
Do you know who this person in Estonia is?
I have a vague idea.
You have a vague idea. You're going to tell us who it is?
No.
Is it somebody who you know?
It's somebody I think I vaguely know.
Okay. The police, their position is the existence of this person doesn't change anything in terms of their case with you.
Obviously they would say that. Then on the other hand, the court acknowledged that there wasn't really any single piece of evidence that actually tied me to any specific crimes. And it was basically, don't have any other people who could be involved, so yeah.
And why do you think they pinned it on you?
I fit the story, I'm easy to reach.
I think the prosecution would say that they found so many pieces of evidence linking you that you'd have to be the unluckiest person in the world to have popped up in so many places connected to this crime if you weren't involved.
I mean, really the better answer is, and the obvious answer is, that it's just somebody close to me.
Somebody close to him did it. And when I ask who that might be, he says he's not going to point fingers.
For me, I just can't imagine doing time for a crime I didn't commit if I had an idea who did commit it.
See, I don't know for sure.
The hack itself, do you think it's a bad thing that it happened?
Obviously.
One of the people I spoke to, she said she felt like it was like being raped in public, having her therapy notes held against her. I mean, what do you make of that?
I'm sure that's how she felt. It's quite remote to me.
It's quite remote to him.
It's another story in the news.
Just another story in the news. When I ask him about the people who killed themselves after they found their notes had been released, he shrugs. I don't find that surprising, he says.
On a human level, do you have any response to that, just as, as a fellow human being?
You could ask anybody on the street about this.
Yeah, well, I'm asking you, anybody on the street.
And then Kivimäki says something that stops me in my tracks. He starts talking about other tragic events that make the news, like the deaths of civilians in Gaza, and how, when he hears about them, he feels nothing. He thinks that other people also feel nothing.
There's a lot of terrible things going on in the world. I don't really feel any differently about this. I mean, I turn on the news and there's people dying in Gaza or wherever. It's like, how do you feel about that? I think the honest answer for most people is that they just don't, because it's news. It's not something you're involved in.
It's just news. You don't have anything to say to the victims?
No, not really. I mean, these are nameless, faceless people.
Nameless, faceless people.
It turns out that Kivimäki is happy to give me much more than just the 15 minutes I'd been promised. Arms folded behind the Perspex screen, he tells me about his London pad, the parties he used to go to in Davos, and how out of practice he is with Finnish, now that he so rarely speaks the language. He's determined to present himself as too big for Finland, let alone a Finnish prison cell. I wonder if he was always like this.
What were you like when you were younger?
Hard to say. Early in school, I was bored.
You were bored?
Bored a lot.
He tells me he could read by the time he was 2. And even though he started school a year early, aged 6, he knew everything already, so they moved him up 2 grades.
Which continued to be really easy.
Have you ever had therapy?
Yes.
You have?
I have.
As a child?
Yes.
Are you happy to talk about why you had therapy?
Yes, I mean, I was sort of typical.
There were children whose therapy notes were stolen and released into the world.
Yes, and I'm happy that mine weren't.
When you were younger, you did some things that you've done time for, and there's some things that you've admitted.
I did do things, and really stupid things.
Can I ask you about those really stupid things?
Yeah.
Those really stupid things had very serious consequences. In the USA, Blair Strader says his life was ruined. He had 3 tons of gravel and armed police sent to his door. Blair was sent to juvenile detention. He told me it had cost his mother her job.
The feud that you had with Blair Strader, did you send pizzas to him and gravel to him and bomb threats? And did you get his mother fired from her job?
No. I might have ordered him pizza, but no bomb threats, no getting his mother fired, no gravel.
You didn't hack into her Twitter account and...
No.
No.
I know who did it.
You know who did? Who was it?
I'm not gonna name names.
You're not going to name names.
When it comes to some of the other stupid things he's accused of doing, like hacking into Xbox and PlayStation, he tells me he had nothing to do with that either. Someone offered to pay him to take responsibility for it in television interviews, he says, so he did that for the money and for the lols.
At that time, it was very funny. I was like 16 or something. And we were just hanging out there, just, getting a kick.
He got a kick from the attention, he tells me.
Did you enjoy the attention?
At the time, yeah. Attention's the wrong word. The reaction. Of course, there were some very upset people.
It was the first time I've heard Kivimäki acknowledge that his actions upset people.
How did you feel about the very upset people?
Then it was funny, because a lot of people upset over very little, and then I was doing nothing, and was in the chat room and I was egging people on and telling them what to write to get more reaction.
He was egging people on, he says, but not doing it himself.
Did you enjoy the drama of it?
Yes.
Yeah. And what about the drama of the Sony executive and the bomb threats called onto his plane? Was that drama you enjoyed?
At the time, yes. Now something I definitely regret. As a kid, a lot of really stupid things are fun. You know, somebody's facing buildings, throwing rocks into windows or eggs. For a lot of people, that's funny. And as a teenager, that's sort of normal.
Just regular teenage pranking, he says.
Yeah, but calling in a bomb threat to a plane is not throwing eggs at a window.
It's definitely not normal. But the level of effort required, the whole ease of doing this at that time, less than going out and throwing eggs at somebody's car, house, or whatever. Everybody was doing it. It's so easy.
It's easier for a teenager to ground a plane with a bomb threat than to throw eggs at a window. And they're much less likely to get caught doing it.
It must make you feel powerful that you can sit behind your computer and cause so much.
At that time, sure. Now it just makes me feel stupid. Because it's not funny, it's not cool.
Do you really believe that?
I really believe that.
It makes him feel stupid, he says. Kivimäki wants me to think he's a changed man. And he seems to want me to believe contradictory things at the same time. That he's unusually clever, but has somehow found himself framed and imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. I'm not buying any of it. Aside from his chilling lack of empathy, nothing seems exceptional about Julius Kivimäki.
So you've grown up, you're not so interested in the internet anymore. What are you going to do with your life when you get out?
You can go out, go eat, go to sports, travel, work, spend time with people in fun, interesting places rather than sitting in your bedroom with a computer. Just, go out, pick up, right up where I left.
After nearly 2 hours, we're done. I press the button to call the guard. For a minute or so, I stand awkwardly opposite Kivimäki, separated by the perspex screen, with nothing left to say. Then the guard arrives and escorts Sam and me away.
Yeah, do you have any immediate thoughts?
My immediate thoughts are that I feel more convinced than ever that he did it. And I think I can understand when people say that he does not seem to feel any empathy, did not have very much emotion at all in his face. And he was staring at me and looking me dead in the eyes throughout the entire thing. And he said a few things I found really chilling about how he just found it very difficult to feel anything for the victims because, God, anybody who hears the bare bones of this story feels something for the victims, regardless of whether or not they're involved. And I also think he has bought into his own mythology. He wanted me to think he was incredibly clever and some kind of prodigy. But he just said so many things that didn't make sense, If what he was saying was true, why would he be doing time for somebody else? It's all just quite ridiculous. There was a blankness to him.
Even though Kivimäki has been brought to justice, Vastaamo patients continue to be victimised. Copies of their files have been circulating online ever since they were first dumped on the dark web in October 2020. Someone has even built a special search engine for browsing the database. Just type in someone's name and you can call up their therapy notes. Easy. Tina says this doesn't surprise her.
Kivimäki is not just one of a kind. People are really, really curious. People want to know, what did she actually talk about in the therapy sessions?
People are nosy. People like secrets.
Yeah.
After desperately searching on the dark web when the scandal first broke, Meri-Tuuli eventually got hold of her therapy notes from Vastaamo. She went to one of their clinics to pick up a hard copy.
I went there to gather my papers. There was a security card, checking people's IDs, handing them out, which I found very, very ironic. Like, okay, now you care to check people's IDs. So I got my papers and I sat down in the lobby. And I remember I tore the envelope open.
When she read what her therapist had written about her, the notes Ransom man had stolen, her heart fell. But it wasn't for the reasons she was expecting.
I was very heartbroken about how my therapist had written about me. For example, he writes, "The patient is mostly angry, impulsive, bitter."
You were hurt?
I was hurt. It made me feel sorry for the person I had been.
Tommy chose to turn his experience into stand-up comedy, and Meri-Tuuli decided to write a book.
Translate the title into English for me.
So the title of the book is Kaikki saa tietää, something along the lines of everyone gets to know.
Meri-Tuuli received supportive messages from other victims, as well as national coverage. But not just that.
There are the people, especially on TikTok, who have called me crazy and nutcase, a lunatic or whatever. People even called me a whore. Eventually, I just deleted the account.
If you search for Julius Kivimäki on TikTok, you'll find fan videos. His appeal is still ongoing. In September, the suspect questioned in Estonia was named as Daniel Newhard, an American citizen. He's been charged with aiding Kivimäki in the extortion attempt, but he's not in custody. His court date has yet to be set. He denies the charges. At the time of recording, Kivimäki is out of prison while the Court of Appeal considers his case. He's been papped quaffing wine in the street. Since the Vastaamo extortion attempt, some hackers have become more audacious, more brazen, holding ever more sensitive data to ransom. In 2023, 7 million people had their genetic code stolen when at-home DNA testing service 23andMe was hacked. In 2025, the names, pictures and addresses of 8,000 preschool children was stolen by cybercriminals who hacked the database of a chain of nurseries in the UK. They published the records in batches of 10 a day. Anyone and any data is fair game for hackers now. In an age when so much of our personal data is stored digitally and AI models are trained by combing through our video calls, emails and status updates, it seems naive to assume that anything online can be kept fully private. And yet, we can't stop living our lives online. It's how we connect with schools, public services, healthcare providers, and the rest of the world. It's where we seek validation, reassurance, and advice. It's where we construct our identities. We can't stop ourselves from uploading our most sensitive data. Of all the things I asked Julius Kivimäki about, it was this that got him most animated.
Do you think that all of our secrets are out there already?
Anything you type on the computer, the phone, could be. So imagine Apple gets hacked. Somebody sucks out everybody's iPhone backups. What's there? Everything. There's going to be everybody's photos, everybody's text messaging histories, everybody's private notes, diary entries, emails. So many of our worst secrets, worse and worse, but things we might really, really want to not share with the entire world. they'll exist online. They'll exist in the database of some company used.
So is the problem that we just still have this kind of analogue idea of, or analogue expectations of privacy, and we're living in this digital world?
I don't know. You fundamentally want to believe in this privacy, but on the other hand, I don't know how you're really going to get there.
The Vastaamo hack, and all the hacks that have happened since, are not going to make us go back to face-to-face communication or pen and paper. That ship has sailed. So where does that leave us? I want to know what Henrik, the tech journalist, thinks.
Your secrets are never fully safe online.
True.
But people still want to share their secrets online, don't they? Can you understand why?
The other option is that you would just be totally silent, never say anything to anybody, and that's not a human's life.
But isn't there a sort of critical mass that if everybody's secrets are out there, then nobody has anything to be ashamed of because everybody's most personal details are out there? I mean, could there be something liberating about everybody's secrets being out in the open?
Yes, I think so too, and that's what happens at the nudist camp. So I endorse the idea, yes.
This worst case scenario that all your secrets could be out there, you've survived that.
Yeah, sometimes the worst imagination worse than the worst reality.
Yeah.
So in that case, it's more like, okay, I'm going on and I have my life.
Maybe this is my counter-strike to this criminal.
Yes.
Saying that you didn't get me.
Yes.
I'm stronger than you. In a way, stronger in a human way.
In a human way?
In an empathetic way. And empathy it's the strongest power in the world.
Ransom Man is written and presented by me, Jenny Kleeman. The producer is Sam Peach. The executive producer is Georgia Catt. The story consultant is Annie Brown, and the development producer is Emma Shaw. The commissioner is Dan Clark, and the commissioning executive is Tracy Williams. Sound design by Sam Peach. The production manager is Debbie Waddell. Music, including our theme music, is by Echo Collective. It's composed, performed and produced by Neil Leiter and Margaret Hermont, and it's recorded, mixed and produced by Fabienne Le Sueur. It's a BBC Studios production for BBC Radio 4.